2414 is a podcast about finding hope and common ground through casual conversation. Like the friends on the road in the New Testament, in Luke chapter 24, verse 14, we want to walk away with more understanding that leads to more conversation as the journey continues. Thanks for walking with us.
Welcome to a special episode of 2414. Shane, why is it a special episode?
It's a special episode because it's episode 100. Woo!
Episode 100.
We made it.
This is awesome. I'm so thankful to be with you, Shane. I'm thankful we've had 100 episodes into this little adventure.
Yeah. It's crazy to
quick
think.
Trivia question. How long has it taken us to get to 100 episodes? I don't actually know. We can look.
Yeah,
that's how prepared we are for this, Shane.
We're a little prepared.
We are prepared. Friends, listeners, first-time people, glad you're here. I'm Dan Weber. I serve as pastor at St. Luke's, and that's Shane Welter. He's the director of worship and arts here. We co-host this little thing we call 2414. We've been doing it for about 100 episodes.
Yeah, about 100 episodes is a good description.
And we're gonna reflect on that journey today with the help of robots who've guided us through an agenda.
Thank you. I normally, I'm got mixed feelings about AI, but when you ask them to help you create an episode agenda to help celebrate 100 episodes,
this is a big deal. We don't know what we're doing.
We've had a lot of ideas for episode 100, but I think a lot of them were way too ambitious.
We should share some of the things we're not going to do. So one thing we're not going to do on this episode, my idea that Shane shot down with very little consideration is my idea was we could play Outburst as many rounds as it takes to get to a total of 100 correct answers.
Yeah. We would have been here for a long time. It would have been painful.
It would have been awful.
We can still do that sometime.
Comment below if you want us to do an episode. 101 is where we get to 101 correct answers.
Episode 101. There you go. Maybe 200. Who knows? Other idea we had that I think was too ambitious for the time. I still want to do it eventually, but it was a live 2414 episode.
Yeah.
It would be doable, but man, that'd be a lot of planning to schedule the event, to invite everyone to the event, to set up the event. We got Thanksgiving and Christmas on the horizon.
We can't fit more than about 4 more people in this room comfortably.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be in here.
All right.
No.
Good.
Oh, that would be funny. I think that'd be even more hilarious.
How many people? Can we get 100 people in our studio room?
And recording an episode.
That would be off the chart. All right, so what we're going to do, though, to get us going is just with zero preparation or forethought, we're going to share some of our highs and lows from the first 100 episodes of doing this little podcast journey together. And then we're going to get into what the robots have spit out for us to guide some conversation and to see where that goes.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. I don't know.
I have not read this thing that Shane printed. It's double-sided. It's got a staple, and there's at least 4 pieces of paper. So it's buckle up.
Hefty journey.
Shane, do you have lows or highs that come to mind immediately when you think about 100 episodes of doing this?
Yeah. The highs and lows, I don't know, I'm making this up right now as I'm talking, but a high from it is, I think, intentional time scheduled to just talk.
Yeah.
I love talking. I love conversation. I'll find excuses to just go into your office and hey, so I can chalk this up as work more or less, but also we can talk about good intentional things, and that's been awesome from this.
Yeah.
That's been a high. That's been a big win from this podcast personally.
Yeah. So I've started doing a I'll say a gratitude journal. That sounds more formal than it is, but a little.
I mean, that sounds literally what it is.
Yeah, it's a little booklet where I reflect on the day ahead and behind. And yesterday evening, one of the questions, my little prompt is like, what are you looking forward to tomorrow? And I wrote this, recording podcast with Shane.
Yeah.
And then today there was a line of like, what's going to make today an awesome day? And I was like, recording podcast with Shane. Yeah. And then I wrote to myself, so if somebody wants to steal it, you can steal it. But I was like, new book title. And I thought of a book title for the book I'm not going to write.
Yeah. You're not going to write. Okay.
But if somebody writes it, you can steal it. Maybe it exists. But I was going to call it The Discipline of Friendship. Of like, it takes time and energy, and it's inconvenient, and it takes a big chunk out of the day. But to show up with somebody as a friend, like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of how friendship works. So The Discipline of Friendship, trademark pending.
I bet there's a book like that
Probably
exists,
Probably
but not uniquely from you. So
all right, so that was my high, not even knowing that we were going to talk about this.
yeah.
So that was one. I've got a handful of lows.
You have a handful of lows.
I've got a handful.
Yeah.
I got more highs too, but I got a handful of lows.
I don't know. Maybe your low will dictate my lows because I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But I want to think the maybe low from this is I think the scheduling component of it has always been hard.
Yep.
Like there's certain seasons where where it's built in and we're ready to go, but then like we want to bring people in, and then like that changes the whole dynamic of timing of scheduling of like, all right, they can be here at this time on Tuesday. Like, well, I can, you can't. Oh, man,
Forget it.
Forget it. We'll just do something else.
That was one of my top 3 lows was the lack of guests.
Yeah.
And it's kind of related to the high. I've loved when we've had people and we've
every
had conversation, both our staff colleagues and other people. But it takes so much more logistics effort than we have capacity for or we've prioritized, and which means we haven't. And so when we started this, it was like, we're going to have a guest every week. And it's like, we've had 15 total.
I think there's been more, but it hasn't been majority.
So that's one of my 3 lows.
Yeah, that definitely a low. I think one of my highs to flip it to, I think is just having just started a podcast. I think that was just
we did something.
Yeah, and it's also just kind of been like one of those loose dreams of mine of like, oh, like it would be cool to have a podcast someday. I think everyone wishes they had a podcast.
I don't know.
A lot of people do, but we do. Like,
I never wished I had a podcast until it felt like the right thing for us here. And it's like, oh, I guess we could do a podcast for that.
I think I wanted a podcast in the same way that like I want a big house. I want like it's just like one of those like fever dream things of like I want this, I want that, and like, oh, I actually have it. Oh, cool. All right.
You were born more than a couple years after me. That might be a generational thing, Shane.
Oh, agreed. Okay.
No, like a podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
Like grow up, that's a thing. Like when I was a child, there's like, I want to be on the radio. No, like that wasn't a thing. People weren't producing their own content.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up with that as a thing.
I think it's a very generational thing. But yeah.
All right.
Share your
another low, a silly one is when we started this journey, we put a lot of work into this room, making it really pretty and clean. Yeah. And it's just gone downhill. There's so much clutter and crap and dust and chalk.
It was cables. It was a
stands.
high priority when we made this room that it would be the most hospitable room in this place. So when we invited people, they felt cozy and at home.
Yeah,
and
we've
now
got a coffee pot we've never used. We had bottles of water we never used
that have decayed. The plastic has seeped in.
There's dust everywhere.
We've got more stickers than we know what to do with.
So that's
if you want stickers, please take.
This was such a peaceful, like place of joy and new life, and now it's like I'm anxious coming into this space. It's so unkept.
So we'll have a whole episode just cleaning with mics.
I had fun cleaning with you.
Yeah,
like the preparing.
Well, when we did this, that was a great idle time.
The preparing of the studio was another high in this journey of dream. Like, what could this space be, and how would we set it up, and getting the equipment. That was fun.
Yeah.
One more low. It happened at least twice. Is where either the technology failed or I thought it failed. So there was one time, I think it was maybe when Dave and Lori were on for his specific pastoral ministry episode. We have a backup viewers and listeners. We have an audio mixing board in front of Shane, and we have a camera over on a stand on a box on a pad. It's a setup, I'll tell you what. But some of you just listen, some of you watch, some of you maybe go back and forth. But we have to manually hit record on both of these devices, and I thought I forgot or I thought I missed, because when the video is recording from where we're sitting, we can't see that it's recording. Yeah. So if the battery dies or there's a glitch or we never hit record, we don't know that until we go to post it.
And before you say just turn the iPad around so you can see it, camera, it's a better camera on the back.
Yeah, we want quality for you. So we suffer the anxiety for you, the viewer.
Unknown that it's maybe recording and maybe not.
So there was once where I thought it failed, and that was kind of devastating. And then there was another time or two where we lost it or it did glitch out.
It somehow appeared in the wrong date, so I thought it just didn't record. That was for Cole Ashpaz. And then like a month or two later, I found it. I'm like, what? It's here. So I released that one in 4K.
And then there was once or twice where the video dropped out and we just had the audio for a while.
Oh, yeah. It has happened. And then just kind of have to have a blank video.
So by itself, those aren't devastating, but it takes me back to all my unresolved COVID trauma of producing sermons and Bible studies every week. And then the leaf blower comes, or the battery dies, or I forgot to hit record. And so
we put way too high standards on ourselves, I think, during that era, too.
Perhaps. I'm not sure if the people viewing our content said that is way high quality. It's like they're trying.
It's like we tried. We tried. We still kind of do.
So those are some of my highs and lows, Shane.
Those are good. I think there's a lot we could probably dissect, and to some degree we are, because we are barreling through all 100 episodes today, and you listener are joining us on this journey. Maybe you stopped in the middle of it. Maybe you were been with us for the very, very beginning. Wherever you are, thanks. But we're just gonna do it, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna go through all hundreds. You'll hear some fun facts, some logo stories, and I think just some continued reflection from us along the way. Yeah, I think we've kind of reflected on that. So do we just kind of jump in?
I'm going to follow your lead, Shane.
I don't know what I'm doing. So I think we've kind of simmered the water, broken the ice.
Just making stuff up, dude.
Broken the ice.
We have simmered the water. Yes, this water is sufficiently simmered for our listeners.
I think I'm ready to just kind of jump into this 100 episode reflection. So technically, we had an episode 0, which was intro to the journey. I don't know. Like, we were just kind of reflecting on what are we going to do with this episode.
Yeah.
That one didn't make this list for some reason, but but the journey begins, or something along lines of that.
Okay.
And we were just reflecting on that. And it's I think our highest, if not second highest viewed video, is the episode 0, which sometimes I feel weird about. I got to pull up some of these stats or like some of these videos, because on some of our episode titles, I didn't include who our special guests were. So I have to pull up our channel so I can see.
Okay.
But yeah, that was episode 0. But then we started right into our first series called Marriage is Messy.
I remember that.
Yeah. And that we were good at getting very regular people in, because we
had content.
Our ambitions were high. We had regular content. We had regular guests. We had it all.
We did not have any silly games at that time.
We did not.
I think we were doing highs and lows from the get-go.
We were doing highs and lows. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun facts early on. We had like a question of the day.
Yes.
We've dropped the ball a little bit on the question of the day.
I don't know if we dropped it, but
It just ran its course.
it just ran. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
That's fair.
we've evolved.
We can like different things. That's okay.
So that first episode, Marriage is Messy, Repair Attempts, I believe was Carl and Danette Church.
Okay.
That was our first guest, the first people ever on the show.
Wow. Fun
and-
fact.
Yeah. And I just remember that they were delightful. I remember the one takeaway from that episode was Carl does not like pizza. And that was my takeaway from the episode.
Okay.
But also heard a lot of their story. A lot of their story from that.
Here's what I remember about that series. I liked the conversations with people. I remember it feeling very real. Like this is real people. Like that's who we are as a church. Real people sharing the good news of Jesus. And I remember that series was very candid and real life.
It was very real. I mean, like, it was very honest, because just asking about like what's the hardest parts about marriage, what's hard for you, and like people are vulnerable, and I courageous enough to share that on a podcast some two dudes started in the back room of a church. Like I gained a lot from that, and especially the episode in Sickness and in Health. I think that that still was a very, I think, impactful episode for me, and I think a lot of people as well.
That was the first time a guest brought show and tell.
Yeah, brought souvenir.
Doug had multiple things just to show like his Rush albums. And I was like, all right, cool,
it was awesome. I loved it. Like he brought all this stuff, but we could ask a lot of like very real questions for Doug and Stephanie in that episode. And that was just incredible to hear, at least like for Doug, just him sharing like what this means to him right now in this stage of his life. Like, and that marriage component in it, like in Sickness and in Health, this is now like, obviously like listeners just like to share too, like Doug has since passed, from that episode. But it's beautiful to rewatch, to re-listen to that episode. So that whole series was really great. And we had a lot of guests.
The guests were the good part of that. They're the best part of that. I remember as we were doing that and looking at how that series relates to other series that we've done. I think one of the hard things for me in that series, we're just starting. We don't know what we're doing. We still don't know what we're doing. No. But I think I felt an unhelpful pressure to provide content as if we had to be experts. So even planning the series, okay, we're going to do a 6-week thing on marriage. What are the 6 things people need to know? And on the one hand, I'm not an expert in most things. And on the other hand, I didn't want this podcast to be experts. I didn't want it to be scripted in the sense of we're trying to make a point. Yeah.
And here's what you can learn from this and take this with you.
So on the one hand, it was like one of our best series because we had probably the most substance.
Oh, yeah.
But also, it's a hard balance I'm processing live here with you, is that how do you have substance and not have like an agenda or make it scripted? Which I think is possible.
And it's also, I think we started to find out too, in that just like, especially when we have guests on the show, conversation takes time to simmer the water. Like it takes time to for people to feel comfortable enough, especially when they're talking into a mic, when they're recorded, like to open up. But every single guest has that point in the show where they just are like, oh yeah, I forgot I was recording. Like they're just talking. And so learning that too, of just like, it takes time to get the conversation going. We can't just start with like, why is marriage hard? Go like,
And so then our next series similarly had some structure and content. We were thinking through life transitions, and we brainstormed what are some of the transitions that people go through. And I would say both of these are true to the genesis of this idea of having a podcast. In some ways, it's become friends having a conversation, sharing life, which is definitely true to how we started. But maybe more specifically, when we started this, we wanted to talk about the things that people are dealing with, that people are experiencing and going through, but maybe they don't get to share.
Yeah.
And so I read a book recently by Christian Smith. I talked about him and some other things recently, but he had a book on this Christian philosophy of time. And he basically said, the closest thing we get to time travel is having friends of different generations.
Yeah.
And in some ways, that is getting at what we wanted to do here of we're dealing with stuff and you don't have to deal with it alone. And you're not the first or the only person to deal with this. So can we talk about what does it feel like when?
Yeah.
And so those first couple series were more intentional of having a focus for you're not alone when you go through blank.
Yeah. And that was, I mean, like you kind of said it, but that was the motivation of the show, but specifically that marriage aspect. But like marriage is messy because I remember you telling me like you were having conversations with a couple who's getting get married and they didn't really have any good ideas on resolution of marriage because their parents didn't model it well for them. And so like, hey, what if we had a podcast where we talked about like those things of like conflict resolution in marriage and also the good, the bad, the ugly in marriage.
Yeah.
So like, that's kind of how it started, and it's kind of just formed and shaped along the way. To add to, those were the first 5 episodes we had. Marriage is messy, and then our next series, episodes 6 through 11, was life transitions, and the main goal of that series was similarly, people might not talk about these transitions in life, or they just go through them and expect, thing like you just to be able to move on from that major thing that happened. Like you graduated from high school. All right, you're an adult now. Good luck. Like, wait, are we going to talk about that transition or like what that's like? And so that was part of the motivations of that series, life transitions. We had graduation, we had moving from like graduating from high school or college, we had moving from across the state. I remember that's when I first met Dave and Lori Gallagher. I'd never met them before that, but they came in here to talk about all the places they moved. Yeah, and it's very crazy to think like that's when I found Dave out. Dave was a Canadian. Like what? So it's really crazy to see like maybe like not even those relationships then, but he's even like where they're at now. Because obviously now Dave Gallagher is a vicar at our congregation, student pastor. So a lot has changed in his life from then. And then we also talked about retirement, which was a fun one for me because I remember promoting the show heavily in that era because it's still early on. We're still excited. And I'm telling people like, watch our podcast. And the most recent podcasts were retirement. And we're like, I'm watching this 20-some-year-old kid asking about retirement. It's great. It was great. That's awesome. We were able to get like people in very different scenarios like in those life transitions. Anything you else speaking to or remember from that?
No, I'm thankful for looking back. I'm thankful for the freedom that we've exercised in the past several months of the show, but also looking back, I'm thankful for hey, maybe there is value in not just having totally unbridled, formless conversations, but hey, I'm feeling this tension of how do I talk about a thing without having to be an expert or have like feeling like it's a forced conversation. Like we need to keep exploring this topic because we've got an hour to fill in podcasts like that. I don't like that feeling of trying to say more than I have to say. Yeah. But also realizing I think it's okay to have a topic.
Yeah. I don't think I wrestle with it as heavily as you do because like I think I see it as like we're talking about it and we all have different life experiences in the course of our life, and sometimes you just know something more about that topic than you probably would the average person. You can speak into that. Maybe not as like solid facts, but like I feel like that's just part of conversation. Yeah, that's just kind of what happens. So yeah, we had our life transitions. Our next series, kind of. I think this is where we started to break off a little bit in some like series, but we did the journey so far, episodes kind of 12 through 17. We had like 4 episodes technically. We brought in some people, quite literally like with the premise of like, what do you believe? But
it's kind of like under the heading, I would say, of testimony,
Yeah.
or like your life story, but recognizing that none of our stories are complete, and so trying to say, hey, where are you in your walk of faith, whatever that might mean, and how'd you get there?
Yeah. And so that's why we wanted to call it Journey So Far, because it's your journey of faith so far. Where are you at with it? Like, how do you feel like you can articulate this testimony of like what you believe? Like, what are things you wrestle with in it? What are things that do or not make sense with it? So we brought people in. I
think that was an ambitious series in the sense of, turns out, I mean, it's hard to have conversation in general.
Yeah.
And spiritual matters are so deeply personal that in many of our lives, they just become private. And they can be very meaningful, but because they're private, we're not practiced in talking about them.
Yeah.
So I remember those were hard conversations for our guests to feel comfortable and for us to have a natural conversation, because we were talking about things that most people don't talk about.
It absolutely was. But I think it shed light. It was hard and maybe like sad, just like to some degree of like, hey, it's hard for somebody to share about this, but it shed light in a good sense of like it, like our people find it hard to articulate that, or they don't know where to start with that. So
and it was hard for you and me to have a conversation with people,
with them about that.
So nobody's fault here. It's just, this is hard.
Yeah. So like, what are ways we can, at least in our ministries here, like help that. So it was good in that sense. One highlight was Gades Lobawa. He's from Nigeria, and I don't know if he's back in New York. Now he's lived in London, New York. He's lived in Texas. He's lived in a lot of places, but he's I call him a Nigerian philosopher, because he is such a deep critical thinker, but he's such an interesting guy. And then we had the youth gathering of 2022. 2022
in Houston, yeah.
So we brought in youth to talk about that, about the theme In All Things, just to talk about their experiences from that, and also kind of leading into it before, like as well, but kind of, it's taking some time to reflect on that, the youth gathering. That was, I enjoyed that especially. So that was nice.
And for listeners today, I think one continued takeaway from that series for me is for each of us, you can think back on your life and what were some of those milestone moments. Maybe there was a moment when God's word felt especially true, or you heard good news, or maybe there's a time when you were really hurt by the church or a friend at church, and that changed the course of your participation or connection. And so this youth gathering in 2022 was, at least for the most part, a positive, energizing, boost for people's faith that they could look back on and say that was a moment in my journey. And so maybe you didn't go to the gathering, maybe you've never been to any kind of youth gathering, but today you're listening to this and you can think to yourself, if I had to look back in the last year, 5 years, 20 years, when did my journey change? When was it helped? When was it hindered? I think those are beautiful questions to continue to have a conversation about. Even now, you could take that to dinner tonight and say, hey, I guess as we're going around the table today, share one significant moment in your journey of faith. So I think that continues to have value.
It absolutely does. So those are our journeys so far. We had some other kind of one-off small series and other pieces. We did a little segment. I say we, but you ran around Mount Hood.
Yeah,
and who was your friend?
Dave Rettel.
Dave Rettel, also viewer of the show, fan of the show. Yeah, you guys ran around Mount Hood, a literal mountain volcano, and you did a before, like, what's it gonna be like, and then after, like, well, that was interesting. Like, so
I loved those episodes.
Yeah,
it was a friend of mine. We were talking about something we care deeply about and maybe knew a lot about. And we were, sharing our real lived experiences. So like those are, to me, some of the things that I remember deeply, that this was somebody I loved and trusted. I had a passion for the topic, and I could share firsthand experience how I was living it.
And I would say, as a viewer, because I wasn't in that, I wasn't in those episodes, it was so cool. Like, it was so cool hearing about it, because it's a different world. Like, I ran in high school, like cross country, but it's like medium long distance. So like hearing you guys talk about it was so enlightening and just so fun. So I really enjoyed those. Yeah. We had a little series called The Games We Play, literally talking about board games, tabletop games, and kind of bridging this show to board games was just that board games can be a good vessel for community, for conversation. They can be excuses to hang out and also just have great bonding moments along the way.
I learned a lot in that series.
I did too. It gave me a newfound appreciation of board games. A couple of highlights for me is the Brandmeyers have like a log of winners and losers and keeping score. Thank you for bringing that up, because the Brandmeyers were on that, and they talked about their game journals.
Game journal. That's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah, no, I think that's what they.
List of losers is what I'm calling it.
Yeah, but they date their games, and they like can look back years and like, oh, remember this. And from that, Lauren and I started our own game journal that we take with us everywhere we travel. Aww. And like, we love looking back, like, oh, in 2023, like, we were in South Dakota, we were playing, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we had all these memories attached to these scores now on who won. And like, and also like, it's a good bragging right of be like, yeah, I look at my winning streak here in this era of games.
Yeah. My other highlight, if I ever write my book, The Discipline of Friendship, Tyler talking about his game night with his friends. They had a standing game night, and how to introduce new games, and but just really the discipline of they show up week after week after week, and it takes time, and it's even work to learn a new game, but then they come together around that. So he really embodied and modeled what does it look like to show up with friends and for the sake of friends. There were a lot of really incredible nuggets to be taken out of it. That's when I learned code names as well.
Oh, that was when you learned.
Was that with Hannah? I don't remember.
No, we played Boggle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not good at that one.
I think you were good. You're a wordsmith.
I like words.
I think we did it with Tyler. Maybe. But either way, I also just love hearing like, every household has their own unique like style of board gaming and like board games that have like been passed down, and so those were really cool. Later series, we did Theater in a Church around the Music Man. We interviewed various people from the show,
cast, production,
cast crew, just getting to know them, and also just tying what have your experiences been with musicals? And also, like, did you find it weird you were in a church? Like, just talking about those different pieces of it. It was really, really cool. Just again, like, continue, like, we were so good at interviewing people in this era.
we were good about scheduling, and it's not necessarily we were awesome at interviewing.
Yeah. I would say like the flip of that though, like, we weren't as thorough as like getting these episodes out. Like, there wasn't a good system for it. It was pretty chaotic when we were getting these episodes just because of people's schedules.
There was a lot of chaos. I remember one particular guest, I think, were caught in traffic, so they couldn't get here when we had scheduled
that was I remember episode 26, Molly Collender and Lindsay Delmater. I remember that.
I remember we recorded, and then I just like dead sprinted to my car because I had to be somewhere else.
We also had 3 recordings that day.
It's just back to back to back.
And then by that third one, they were like hitting in traffic, and you're like, I gotta go. Sorry, figure it out. And it was just me and them, and I'm like, all right, there we go. Let's talk. And so
awesome.
we did it. So we had Theater in a Church, Music Man episodes 24 through 27, and then we talked about Thanksgiving.
Hey, that's appropriate seasonally as we're recording this today, the week before Thanksgiving. We are 1 week from Thanksgiving now.
We are exactly 1 week, which is really cool. So we talked about International Thanksgiving. We had say International Thanksgiving. We went. It was a two episode series. We brought in Mafuza, who was from Tajikistan.
Yeah, I saw her last week at the show. She came to see. What did we just do? Annie.
Yes. Yeah. And she brought her baby in as well.
Yeah, there's a baby in a stroller. The first time we had a baby in the studio.
Who's now 3 years older. Which
that's wild.
Crazy to think. And so, Mafuza talked about her time, because Thanksgiving is a very American, United States holiday. So we kind of talked about
for so many reasons.
But we talked about
eating till you hurt.
Yeah, and then just the chaos of coordinating and not actually being thankful about anything.
Yeah. Families don't get along.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. It's good times.
And then we brought Jan back in, who's also the voice of the show. Jan Growth.
Yeah, she talked about Thanksgiving. Reads our intro and outro.
Yeah, and then this says okay.
A season on small talk, a little series on small talk.
It says legendary chaotic beloved. I don't
just one episode, just a standalone.
So no, it was. Oh, it was just one episode.
We had a standalone episode on small talk.
That's right. And the premise of the episode was we don't know what we're talking about. Let's just talk.
Sure.
And that was kind of what it turned into.
So then we moved on to vocations.
Vocations, which I would love to get back into because that's such a deep topic unto itself.
What do you do? Whether for pay or for not pay, people have different vocations. Could be careers. Could be just different relationship dynamics. I'm called to be a neighbor. I'm called to be a volunteer, a coach.
So we think this is where it definitely got a lot harder to schedule because we were doing a lot more in-house scheduling of these between people on staff and. But then, we were able to branch out a little more. So, pastor, we got philosopher, we got a director of worship and arts, whatever that is. And then, trades, which I think...
Let's talk to a plumber.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's also just a deep, a broad, trades, but specifically plumber. Yeah. And, we brought in, Jerry, Becky Church for that. There's certainly, so many more vocations we could have expanded upon.
I was in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho last week, and there's I don't know what they call it now, but basically a vocational, a trade high school where you get to try on lots of different trades as
specifically in trades.
Yeah, so I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, "Yeah, my son's really he might go into welding. He's doing his welding course right now at this trade school.
Wow,
but it was part of his high school.
High school. That's awesome. Yeah. We need more. We need more of those trades. So awesome. Good job, Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Rocking it.
Yeah. But then we're not even halfway. Episode 30. Episode 35, we got Christmas Traditions, which was technically a season 1 finale, but I never really did anything else with seasons. So we've just been continuously on season 2 for.
Do you think that was because it was the end of the calendar year?
It was, yeah.
Or a 12-month year? Why did we call it a season? It's the end of the calendar.
It was definitely a decision I made. I don't think anyone else cared, but it was because it was kind of putting a wrap on things. It was Christmas. We knew we weren't going to record another again for a while.
Do you think we did all those first 35 episodes in that calendar year?
Did we? Because
if you're calling it season 1 because it was Christmas, that makes me think you had the assumption, hey, we're wrapping up a calendar year. That's the season.
I think so.
You think we've had 35 episodes in a year since then?
No.
I don't know.
I genuinely don't remember.
Because that would have been 2022.
2022. Music Man was 2022.
Well, the youth gathering, I know, is 2022.
So, yeah, that was all 1 year. Good for us.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We started Easter, and then that was the Christmas finale. Crazy. All right. Well, when we kind of came back to the show, was very intentional about bringing people and members back in,
at least for a while.
For a while,
we had good intentions
before I fizzled out. And I really, really enjoyed those. You weren't part of a lot of these.
I don't have much memory of this season. I don't know what happened.
And I don't think you were. I think you were part of Alice's and Lauren's. And this was quite literally, we're just interviewing people. We came in with that assumption for the new season. It was just let's just talk to people. That's the topic. I kind of would snag people from the hallway during that era of like, hey, are you free? Do you want to do a podcast? And,
Nice.
and we did it. So it was like bringing in longtime members of the church, like Donna Breyer, and just to like hear her life story, which was such a delightful conversation. Because I don't think you were part of that one.
I wasn't.
Hers was, it was just like, oh, I don't have much to say. And then just like hearing her, like you were there when the World's Trade or the World's Fair happened in Seattle. What? Like, just like there's so much to unpack in everyone's story. And so that's kind of what I got from that. And just, learning people's life story. So that was kind of that era, episodes 36 to 40. And then we got into Easter again. Literally went from Christmas right into Easter. Our how-to Easter episode.
I like that one.
Yeah, we made so that we could try to introduce people into what to expect for Easter.
Yeah, can we prepare our listeners if you're going to invite someone to church, Easter or Christmas Eve, those are occasions, what should you know about your friend's experience? How do you set them up for success? Mm-hmm. And if you're the invitee and you were to be invited to a Christmas or an Easter service, here's what you should know this might be like. Every church is different, but here's what it's like at St. Luke's.
Yeah.
And so that we can, love each other. Yeah. And be kind. In the same way, if I invited you to Micah's cross-country meet, I wouldn't just say, there's a meet on Sunday, figure it out. Yeah, and I'm like, hey, let's meet here. Here's what you can expect. We're going to be running around. Here's how you can participate most fully, but you don't have to.
Yeah. So there's we want to set people up for success and you invite them to it. So
that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And then we had we introduced Wits and Wagers.
That's good.
So we played it, and I remember elephant poop being a funny moment.
Like 400 pounds, something like that.
It was a lot. Like how much an elephant poops a day?
I think it was like 400 pounds, or that's what I guessed it was.
It was amazing. I also remember I won on that. So
wow. Okay.
Not to brag or boast.
Okay.
But it happened.
You did. So
it happened. I did actually. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and then so it's kind of we had Wits and Wagers, and then the chaos ensued. We were trying to kind of piece things together, figuring out what we're talking about next. And I think coming out of Easter that year, we had an episode just called "When the Race is Finished," and I remember seeing that title, like planning for this episode. I was like, that was a running one, right? Like, no, it wasn't. It was about when you finish a big thing. Like, what do you do when you so like we put all this effort and work into Easter services and planning, and then it's just done.
It's just Monday.
Like, what do you do when the race is finished? Like, how do you celebrate? How do you acknowledge? How do you move on?
And that could be all kinds of stuff.
And that could mean a lot. But I really love the idea of the title of the episode of like, what do you do when the race is finished? When you finish it? And certainly that's kind of like a biblical term, like too, of like dying in the faith. But like,
I'd like to revisit that one, Shane.
Yeah, part 2, when the race is finished again, something like that.
That's something I still work through. I imagine. So we're recording this the week after our fall musical Annie has finished, and I was thinking about the cast this week, acknowledging I bet they're grieving. I mean, I bet there's a lot of just feeling of loss and sadness, celebration for sure. Like, we did it, that was awesome. Yeah. But now you don't see those people, and you live through this really beautiful thing, and you accomplished something, but your coworkers and your classmates don't get it. So the people you're with can't understand the beauty and the exhaustion that you just went through, and there's sadness and loneliness and thankfulness, and that's a really twisty, confusing place to be. So I'm feeling for them this week.
Should just re-record? No, reissue, republish. Yeah, something like that. Okay. One of those words are there.
Repristinate.
We have this episode called "Scene," and I feel bad because I feel like I'm doing the complete opposite of remembering that, and I want to say it's like being seen, and I don't even remember the episode. Being seen. Oh, it's brilliant. Pastor Dan just ran away for a second.
Sorry, I'm back. We have a book, a leather-bound book where we've taken a
picture,
Polaroid.
a Polaroid after
Polaroid
every episode.
Oh, this is
we
great.
could talk
so
about
this
more.
is Brenda.
Okay.
And she was leading a life group called Seen, and it was about youth ministry and how like our kids need to be seen and validated. And,
that's beautiful. We should. Why don't we have this with us this whole time? Like I said, we
you're
didn't.
in charge, Shane.
No one's in charge.
Oh,
This is
I'm
just
also wearing the
happening.
same shirt in multiple pictures back to back. They were those episode 43 and episode 44 occurred 2 weeks apart, and I'm wearing the same Seattle Kraken t-shirt in both of them.
Okay, and there's a lot of similar clothing. Also, speaking of when the race is finished, I don't know how the conversation concluded, but we just wrote "move on." That's the quote.
So, listeners and viewers, we have a leather-bound little journal. For each episode, we take a Polaroid picture. We date the
really nice
we date
book.
the picture. We label the episode number, and for most of them, we write a memorable quote. So on episode 42, Shane, it says 300 pounds.
300 pounds. That's
the number.
That's the number.
That's got to be it.
For wits and wagers, elephant poop. Okay.
So
All right. Yeah, we have to use this as a
episode
guide.
43, it just says move on afterwards.
After when the race is finished.
The race is fun. Move on.
No, I know, but like
That's awesome. Sounds cold.
somehow we concluded with that. So okay. Next, I think we started the series. Can we trust the Bible? Which I got very receptive feedback from that because I also remember I was sharing that series a lot with my family because we were doing a lot of road trips at that time, and so podcasts are perfect for road trips.
So I do wonder, going back to what I was saying earlier about, well, a couple of things. One is, how do we have a conversation around a topic but still casual?
Yeah.
And how around Mount Hood, one of the things that worked was it was something we knew and cared about.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, and if anybody's still listening at this point, you can give us some feedback. But, you and I both care about theology and Bible. Like, maybe there's a spot where we do a thing of, we're going to read the Sermon on the Mount, and Jesus says this. Like, let's wrestle with that. Well,
Wrestle with it out loud in this podcast.
Yeah, maybe we bring some prior biblical knowledge, and I have a degree in theology, a couple, and you have a lifetime of Christian formation.
Yeah.
And also we're actively Christian people now who are like, this is a real thing. So we have both care for one another, we have some expertise, and we're living it. And those have been some of my favorite episodes. So maybe there's value there, that it's not just a Bible answer, look how smart we are, but it's two people talking about something they care about that matters.
And literally wrestling with God's word, like with all messiness and all. So I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that. But we did that in some way, but like, can we trust the Bible? But it very much was kind of educational. But I think my role in that series served as like but what about this?
Yeah,
like,
I was teaching.
Yes.
And so I don't know. I wonder how well people receive that, if that was a good thing. I
think from what I heard back in 20 years ago, whenever we did that, it was received very well. And I know we also never really finish a series. I don't want to preface. They just kind of
we move on. They fade.
We move on. Yeah, exactly. Quote the quote. We move on.
You can't move on too quickly here, Shane.
I can't.
No, episode 48 was the first time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That was the debut, right in the middle of Can We Trust the Bible? We've got like 8 episodes in Can We Trust the Bible, and smack dab in the middle, we brought out Outburst.
Outburst, episode 48, about the halfway mark. If you had asked me when we started playing Outburst in this, I would have said like episode 20.
Yeah, halfway.
Wow, episode 48. We introduced out. We found this old 80s game, dusted it off.
Yeah. The quote in our little memory book here, it just says Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon.
That was one of the categories.
Classic.
Richard Nixon.
Just get a t-shirt that says Richard Nixon on it. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that was right in the middle of our Can We Trust the Bible series. That is amazing.
Yeah, we needed something lighthearted in the middle of just Dan lecturing at everybody for 8 weeks.
Sir, I think it worked.
9 weeks, way longer. It's tons of weeks.
Stood the test of time. Yeah, no, this was a long series. Can We Trust the Bible? Yeah, about 8 episodes. And then we kind of moved on to some interviews again. Wow, this was a big hiatus in between. So we had Okay, so we did some interviews. Interviewed Mr. David Acuna. We interviewed Heather Choate Davis because I recorded a song called Requiem in the City. She kind of wrote the song, and I put it to music, and we produced it and had an awesome. And that podcast was just talking about it, and then we go right into Cinderella, talking to Lauren and I, because we were Cinderella and the Prince, and we wanted to have that resource for people like, hey, these people on the stage, hear them talk about their faith. Yeah, it was a really cool bridge we had. But it's crazy to think that only a few episodes before that. Oh, never mind. But we had Music Man at episode 24 to 27, and then we had Cinderella at episode 59. So there was some decent content in between those. I thought it was way closer, but yeah, we talked about that, and then we tied stuff together with our stewardship series, Forward Together. We just talked about kind of moving forward together as a congregation. What does that look like? And then we talked about Christmas, just kind of some of the pains of it. Or we did Christmas for Kids, Christmas for Adults. That was the sermon series. We did a podcast with it. We talked about nostalgia, and we talked about snow days. And then we kind of did, I think, a recap on our Forward Together stewardship series on like what came of it. Let's just talk through it. It would be good to process like what happened from that. So again, this is where things kind of get chaotic. We had
this is where it gets a little bit messy.
No, I mean the past 40 episodes. So we did a small series, Kids in Church, episodes 65 to 67. We talked. They were titled Initial Thoughts, Why Is It Important, and then Faith Benchmarks. I still think that's a great series. I haven't re-listened to it since we put it out, but I do remember really appreciating it and being able to like share it with people and family members. Like, hey, I know you don't think this is important, but this is us talking about it. Here you go.
I just had lunch with Jonah Kaufman, Director of Christian Education, Director of Youth Ministries here at St. Luke's. Yeah.
Official.
And I was eating my tater tot casserole. He was eating his sandwich. Nice. And one of the things we were talking about was, how do we help parents with little people know what this looks like, how to succeed, what are best practices, why it really, really matters. And so can we put on a seminar? Do we invite parents of a bunch of different ages of here's what worked for us, here's what I wish we would have done. That takes a lot of vulnerability. Wow. People who don't have kids to go, here's what it feels like from my point of view. And maybe that is some hurt or annoyance or open arms acceptance, but like, let's be real about that. Hey, I don't have kids. Your kids bother me. It's really hard to listen. Or I don't have kids and I'm so glad they're there because it's joy in its life. And those are both great. It's real. But can we get some people together and talk about that, because this really matters?
So just holding assumptions or grudges.
Yeah, I assume nobody wants me here. I assume they're all okay with this. And it's probably a lot of everything.
Yeah. It's messy. So we had a series on that, Kids in Church.
Well done.
And then we did a little recap not recap, but a kind of an introduction podcast of our Lutheran Church Charities Canine Comfort Dogs, which is very coincidental and perfect timing for this episode because we just had the commissioning for our actual comfort dog this last Sunday.
Yeah.
Does that line up? With that? I think some of these we recorded a little out of order.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's all right.
Either way, but yeah. And that was before we had a comfort dog. So it's crazy to think like what was the date by that one? What is that? That was that one.
The date is the 3/11/24.
So March 11th, 2024. And now we had our comfort dog like a year and a half later.
Yeah.
So
Sharon,
our comfort dog.
Comfort dog Sharon. She's here. She's doing it.
Really cool. Aw. We did some Meet the Youth leading up to Easter. I remember that. We did. We had Ben Newman, Tyler Griswold, and then Ella and Chris Gruner on the show, just talking about them. Hey, here's some youth. You can get to know them. So that was the hope from that. What are this? We had just some random ones. We talked about Lauren, my wife, released a song, White Flag. We talked about the song, some behind the scenes of it. Thoughts and prayers. I think it was. What's the we didn't even have a quote. We just put thoughts and prayers.
No, we were talking about, people like you send up thoughts and prayers and it's kind of generic.
What would it actually look like to pray?
Yeah.
Something like that.
How do we process hard stuff?
Like that.
How do we disagree well?
Agree to disagree. I remember getting good feedback from that one as well, of like, let's find things we can disagree on. Was kind of the premise of it, and like, how can we disagree well?
So I don't remember where we got this prompt, Shane, but I love it.
Yeah.
For episode 73.
Which was our agree to disagree one?
I think so. We got it before Looking for Rest. That's what it was. I think you came with a list. That's right.
Yeah. I had a list
of things that we might disagree
hot
about.
Takes, essentially.
Because I think that's another shortcoming of our podcast so far. I'll say this is another low.
Yeah.
I would have hoped, and I hope going forward, that we're able to not only have more guests, but to have different opinions. I think people, especially ever since COVID, have just lost their minds. And we do not have the ability to listen well, to share our perspective in a way that's not antagonistic or assuming you're dumb or evil. And we get real hot real fast. And we're not able to listen and be calm and love. And so that was a silly, fun episode, but there's a real need, and it doesn't have to be religion or politics, but maybe it is religion or politics, to say, here's a thing, and we're not trying to tell you how to vote or what you have to believe, but look, other people care and think and might come to different opinions, and they have different perspectives and different backgrounds, and that's okay. We can love each other and disagree. And we can disagree on things that really, really matter to us. And we can still be great friends.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't regret not having done that, because we've done the best we could with this thing on the side.
Yeah.
But that's something I would like to have more.
Yeah, I would love that too. Especially just by getting more people on.
But
controversial people.
Whatever. But the quote in our memory book here, it says, "Locked in a room with a random human or a silverback gorilla?" ?
I remember that. That was our biggest, I think, disagreement. That's like such a great question.
Because I think, if I remember correctly, you thought the silverback gorilla might just leave you alone, and I was like, it's going to destroy you.
No, I don't remember.
I mean, they were both scary, because
they were both scary, but I think it was just a crazy question. That's what.
Because wasn't it like which one might murder you, or which?
Yeah. Well, like, no, it was just like, what? That's simply it. Would you rather be locked in a room with a random person in the world or a silverback gorilla?
I still go with a random person in the world.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
But I think there was like a moment of like transition there. I think one of us got swayed.
Yeah.
One way or the other, because it was like, what if they're a murderer? I'm like, okay, what if they're a murderer? What if they're just a 57-year-old lady from Vietnam? I don't.
Because it might also be like, which one's more dangerous, or which one's that was another question, and that seemed like who is more dangerous, like people or this? Like, well, people came up with bombs, and, but also like you can talk a person down. You can't talk the silverback
gorilla. I think it was just such an outlandish question. That's why we loved it. Great video. Great.
Good times.
Great. And then we got into Sabbath rest, and I think we had a few. I think that one was a full series, because we were going through the book. I'm trying to think of
the Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer.
Yeah, which is still a great book. I would definitely kind of vouch for it.
I don't vouch for everything he says. He's got some weird stuff, but it's a good book that challenged and invited.
Challenges you to slow down, and then the beauty and the beauty and just how it's just healthy for you to slow down. That's what I love out of it. Before that full Sabbath series, you ran 100 miles.
I attempted to run 100 miles.
So maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You gotta go watch the episode.
Not quite 100, but worth it is what it says in our book.
That was a great recap. It was hard to, because I wanted to like learn about it, but you had to recover for like a month just to be able to like.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Move again. Oh, that was good. But her whole Sabbath rest series, because we had a whole summer of Sabbath rest with the church as well. We had their summer Sabbath, what we called it at church, both in-house and for the church too, where we just simplified a lot.
That was probably the series that pushed me the most. Other series I got to know people a lot. Other series I got to share or maybe teach a lot. But our series on Sabbath was a series of sort of discovery live. Like we were reading about something that neither of us understood or practiced well.
Yeah.
And longed for. So it was sort of, we were processing in real time something we were discovering and wrestling with.
Mm-hmm. And it was, it is such we walked through the book with that, and it challenged. And again, one of those shows that or series that we never technically finished. So someday, maybe we'll.
That's fine. Episode 78, the quote of the day, our memory book quotation chain.
78, hurry sickness.
We were in the middle of our Sabbath and rest series, and during episode 78, for some reason, it says worst invention : electric can opener.
Ooh.
I wonder if that was an outburst like kitchen appliances. I think it was kitchen appliances.
Oh, I think
and
so.
Electric can opener. That is come and gone.
Yeah.
With the magnet, and it was so loud.
It was not worth it. I thought that was a reflection on our time talking of you use the handheld can opener and you think about your food while you're opening it as opposed to making a machine opening. I don't know. We did another Thanksgiving episode, which I guess we're not this year because we're doing episode 100, but Thanksgiving smorgasbord. I think we just talked about Thanksgiving foods. I think that's what it was. We just talked about what's a normal Thanksgiving for you, and we learned about all the weird foods we eat and don't eat.
Okay.
And then we begin our long
our olives and salmon Thanksgiving food ? ! ! ! ! ! ! !
I think I wrote that because I think you eat olives for Thanksgiving.
No, I don't care for it, but my in-laws bring it.
Oh, that's what it was.
And so I have associated like a salmon paste kind of, or not sardines, but the oily fish.
Yeah, in the cans
and salmon spread.
Yeah,
as a Thanksgiving food, because that's the only time it's in my house.
That's so wild. That's a
whole plate of olives and salmon spread.
I mean, I'd still eat it.
I don't care for it, but it smells like Thanksgiving.
You have a weird smell of Thanksgiving. And then we kind of have our long ongoing series. I say ongoing because it's just a really good simple series for us to just talk through of the Vibrant Conversations deck, made by Lutheran Hour Ministries, there's been great conversations from them, random conversations, but from it, nevertheless, I really like the conversation that comes from it. I've been really liking the Vibrant Conversations deck.
I agree. Even when I don't like the prompt, it leads to good conversation. Mm-hmm. One of the memories that we've written during this season, I think it was from our not Wits and Wagers, not Outburst, Wheels versus Doors.
Oh, yeah.
It says we should talk about the moose problem.
Oh, yeah.
I think that had to do with are there more buildings in New York City or moose in the world? And I could not believe how many moose there are purportedly in the world.
And I remember there were more moose than buildings in New York City, or something like that.
That's still not. I don't believe it.
It's way too many.
That's a lot of moose.
It's a lot of moose. And then shoehorned kind of in the middle of those Vibrant Conversations deck, we had our introduction of our SMP Vicar Dave Gallagher pastor, just talking about, it was more of an educational episode of what is what you're doing right now, what's a specific ministry pastor. And then we also had I consider it our worst episode.
That's another low.
Yeah, the worst episode, utter gibberish.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever received negative feedback from the show ever.
There was an outcry.
There was an outcry. Everyone was like, I hate it. It didn't translate.
And we listened, people. We listened. We
listened. We burned it.
We haven't even spoken of it again until this moment.
It's still in here, but
the shame weighs heavy on both of us.
It does.
We could have a moment of silence. Do you have a button for a moment of silence or sadness?
What's the moment of silence button? Silence? What? I don't know. What do I have?
Just stop talking.
Just stop talking. I feel like I have something that's no, I don't know what I could do for a sad sound.
Shane is scouring the buttons in front of him that he doesn't let me manage.
It's as close as I can get to a sad moment for that episode.
We did it.
We did it.
Episode 89, Shane, our memory, it was middle of our vibrant conversations.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you wrote, "Don't drop the cork."
What?
Like a wine cork or a champagne bottle? I don't know.
I don't know.
It says, "Don't drop the cork."
I don't.
That's what you wrote.
See, these are good, compelling. Like, I'm compelled to rewatch, re-listen to that episode.
Episode 88, you wrote "Love Harder." So that's a memory.
Yeah, can do that.
See if you remember this one, Shane.
Okay.
So this is like Jeopardy. You got to like reverse engineer the question.
Okay.
You wrote down Fala, World War II, and polio.
It's FDR.
What are things that are true of FDR? I think the dog's name was Fala, maybe.
I think so, too.
I don't remember. We probably looked it up.
But yeah, FDR is for the Outburst question.
So there you go.
That's a good game. That's a read a quote. Where do you think it came from?
What do you think this had to do with?
Oh my goodness.
This one on episode 92, you wrote "ship, boat, lay." I wasn't. Oh no, I was there. I'm in the center of the picture.
You were there.
But you're sad looking, and Jonah's stern looking, and it says "ship, boat, lay" in your handwriting.
I do remember what that is. What
you
that
do?
Translates to.
Yeah. Oh, that was the game.
That was
Chipotle.
That was our failed episode.
Oh,
that's Chipotle.
That's
awesome.
I mean, it's not awesome, but
it's been blacklisted. We can't.
Sorry. I won't speak of this again.
Yeah, and then our last episode was liturgies. We talked about liturgies, and I think there was a good reception from that, just because we were just like, we're just talking about our sacred rhythms and liturgy, and it was a good just topic.
Yeah, I agree. That was a nice conversation to linger on something that's important to us and maybe offer something that people haven't considered. We skipped over a couple of my favorite quotes in our memory book.
Oh,
Not maybe
let's
favorite quotes, but some interesting ones.
Yeah.
That's a lot of puffins.
It must have been Wheels versus Doors.
It had to do with how many puffins are in one of these like a country, Greenland, Iceland.
Iceland, probably.
And we were trying to figure out if they were wild or if they're being farmed.
Oh, yeah.
Because puffin burgers are apparently a big thing.
Everyone was thinking... people came up to me after church and they were like, they eat the puffin. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about the puffin.
Do you remember approximately what percentage of American households have a dog?
56.
44.5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We had in June 24th, it's my little brother's birthday of just this past year. We had some nice conversation around what was your most adventurous meal.
I remember that.
You had a lot to say about that.
Still
trash can burger or something like
garbage
that.
burger.
Garbage burger.
I still have a lot of those. Yeah.
That was you had a lot more to say about that than I did.
Oh yeah, you were like, I tried tuna one time, and
You're
I was like,
this is a whole series. Like this is our show forever.
The food we try.
Let's rename the whole show. 24 what?
24 foods you don't want to try. Some clickbaity thing.
So,
oh my goodness. Yeah. Those were 100 episodes, kind of recapping. We've talked about the logo before, but just a continuous shout out to Cody Welter for our awesome 2414 logo. So much meaning behind both the design and then also just the naming of 2414, which is Luke 2414. And they talked about all these things, something like that, I think. And then the logo design, we've got a few different ones. Oh yeah, they were talking about everything that had happened. It's literally written right there. You were laughing internally, I bet. Okay, well, thanks for letting me figure that one out alone. What help are you? Just sitting there.
What help are you? Worthless lump across the table.
Letting me look dumb, I guess.
Friends are there for that too, Shane.
Oh my goodness. The real logo, I mean, it's behind you, but we've also got a ton of stickers and stuff. Yeah. But we've got the 2 speech bubbles, and then the path, the road to Emmaus, kind of is what's referenced in 24:14. But kind of on the conversations, these 2 conversations intersecting.
And the speech bubbles overlap. Like it's not one is on top of the other. Like there's a give and take with both of them. It's a really beautiful graphic that in this overlapping conversation, there's a way forward. And it might have turns in it, and you can't see the end. It fades off in the distance. The logo says so much about this podcast and sort of like what I hope for the world. Like, can we talk and like have something to say, but also listen? And in that conversation, we'll find a way forward.
Yeah,
and it sounds like enjoy that journey. Yeah. And now in life, I don't think enjoy the journey is the only thing that matters. I think there's a destination. I think we were created for a home we've never been to, and there is a Father waiting with welcome, like open arms. So in terms of big picture life, there is a destination. It's not just about the journey, because some people's journeys are really, really hard. And enjoy the journey is very dismissive and unhelpful. But as we walk with one another, I don't have to convince you today. I don't have to be convinced. There might never be a convincing or a winning, but we can walk together in that conversation, and you don't have to change who you vote for or see the world differently. And so in that sense, like live, like enjoy the journey, be with that person, have the conversation, show up together, even if you're not going to get to the finish line of your agenda. Fine.
It's okay.
Get over it.
Move on now.
Move on. Well, I think one of these, is that what this said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the end of things. Yeah, move on.
Yeah. Move on. Yeah. Really beautiful. I love it. Thanks for expanding upon it.
Yeah, really thanks, Cody Welter, for making it.
Makes
awesome.
such a thought-provoking art. Yeah, I think there's some fun facts, and then I think we can maybe. I feel like Outburst is just the game, the game of the.
That'd be a sweet way to land.
Our series is based upon Outburst now. Some random fun facts, which I don't know if are true. Again, because I just plugged in
some prompts into the robots.
To the robots, and
also you wrote AI is going to kill us all somewhere in here. That was one of your comments.
Probably, I believe it. So it's already killed art. Okay, but 2414 has covered over 30 unique vocations. Maybe, cool. Probably. I believe it.
I believe that.
Yeah, I could get behind that one. Most common guest type? Parents or students?
I would have said staff members.
Yeah, that's true. But
we value young people.
That's
cool. That's cool.
Bringing young people on, and parents. There's a lot of parents, so I guess so. Only one episode includes someone running 100 miles.
Fun fact,
I guess.
Cool.
Good to know. Was Mount Hood wasn't 100 miles?
That's 42. I think
only 42 miles,
but it's significantly mountainous.
Yeah, that's not flat,
and had to cross rivers without bridges. The Wonderland Trail of Mount Rainier has bridges.
Yeah,
my 100-mile-ish run, no water crossings.
Also, the Wonderland Trail is very long.
Yeah, 93 miles.
Jeez.
But Mount Hood, you are just fording the rivers Oregon Trail style. Like, you all died. Like, ford the river or not? Ford the river. You lose. Oh, okay.
You died. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's fun. Most chaotic episodes. This is right. This is absolutely correct. We have episode 48 Outburst and episode 92 Utter Gibberish.
Did it make a transcript of our episodes?
No. I one of the prompt I said, find the descriptions of the episode and try to
so this
make
is
some
based
fun facts.
Just on
title and
descriptions.
Okay. Again, if it found the right things or not, I don't know. But I can get behind that. Most chaotic episodes.
Yeah.
Most unexpectedly deep episode, Small Talk, I guess. I feel I would challenge that. I feel like there's been other profoundly deep episodes we've had out of nowhere. Longest arc is Sabbath Rest, which says 11 episodes.
Okay. How We Got the Bible had a lot of episodes too.
It did too. I also don't think that's extremely accurate either, because it uttered. Oh wait, no. Where's our Sabbath rest?
We had a lot on that.
Yeah, maybe we did.
Because it's the better part of a summer.
Yeah. Okay. And then most used host phrase. I don't know how it knows this. I don't think this is true. Most used host phrase. That's a great question.
I can see that.
Is that the most used phrase?
No, but it's used a lot, I suppose.
I guess that's a great question. Okay.
Okay.
Some random fun facts. Also, I think our most. Well, I didn't have these statistics. I think our most viewed location, I think, is Federal Way.
I can see that.
But a lot of other places in Washington, Coeur d'Alene in there, Nebraska.
Yeah, Oklahoma, Georgia, Germany for a while.
Germany for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know how or why, but yeah.
I would be interested, Shane. There's not a way that we can do this data on our own, but the world's getting scarier every day, so maybe we soon will be able to. Mm-hmm. I would be curious where our viewers and listeners most frequently consume this content. Are they driving? Are they running? Are they in the bathroom? Are they cooking? Are they, in timeout, and this is just part of the punishment?
Listen to the utter gibberish.
So, I'm curious where do you think what the number one answer would be?
I would say car.
Driving?
I think car. Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay.
That's my guess. So I don't know.
I regularly tell people to pull over if they're going to play Outburst live for safety's sake.
So odds are, I think everyone you see pulled over at SeaTac Airport is probably listening to 2414.
Right next to the no parking signs?
Yeah. They're just amazing. In the middle of Outburst. Yeah. They're like, he told me to pull over, so...
Yeah.
It's got a lot of fans.
I also assume, I'm picturing people, not really, but I like to imagine people at a coffee shop. They're sipping on the coffee, just giggling by themselves. They got the earbuds in. Everybody else thinks they're a crazy person. And then I give the prompt, hey, we need somebody's help. Like, ask the person next to you to get in on this.
If that has ever happened, we got to bring them on.
Certainly has not.
We have to bring them on the show. Not. We have to. Tell us about your experience.
But what a great origin story. Like, everybody's lonely. I was looking at a Babylonian Bee.
Yeah.
Church satire. Some of them are terribly offensive and inappropriate.
Some of them are, yeah.
But there was one that just showed up in my feed that was a wife talking to another wife of like scheduling play dates for her husband. Like, it's so hard for them to make friends. And it was like the two men were on the floor, like talking to each other like babies, and the two women were having like a tea in the background. But people aren't good at making friends. Yeah. So you can do worse than tapping a stranger at the coffee shop and saying, hey, do you have 60 seconds to help me come up with facts about Richard Nixon? What are they going to say? No. Like, they've got a minute. They can do it. All right, Shane, are you ready for...
Oh, goodness.
Are you ready?
For...
has the time come?
The time has come for Outburst.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Are we going to do one or are we going to do two? I need expectations to how much energy I put into this.
Well, probably two.
Okay. I'll pace myself then.
We got to... Or maybe 100.
So I'll pace myself. Sorry, we have to filter out some of the...
I don't think we can do that one.
Some of them we have to filter out before we do them live and on the air. Okay, here we go. Are you ready, Shane?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. This is our category. I'm going to read it once.
Also, if you don't, let me just say, if you don't know what Outburst...
give some context for what's
I don't
about
know.
to
If
happen.
you've made it this far into the episode recap of 100
no
episodes...
first listener still listening.
There's no more first.
No, it's like if this was somebody's first episode, they've long since stopped listening.
Oh, yeah. They're done.
But why don't you give us a quick summary, Shane?
Outburst, think of like Family Feud, and if that still doesn't make sense, there's a prompt, and we got to verbally explode the 10 things that we think are in that category of the prompt. It could say vegetables, and we got to guess 10 vegetables. Well, we can guess how many we want, but there's going to be 10 listed, and we got to get those 10.
Okay. So I filtered out one that's not appropriate for the show.
Put it behind a paywall.
I've got the next one that I have very low optimism, but it's not inappropriate. So
okay, that's a good bar.
It's going to be bad, but it's not going to be offensive.
That checks the boxes.
That checks the boxes. All right, are you ready with the timer?
I'm ready.
Famous Dodgers. famous. It says 10, but it's always 10s. I don't know why I say 10. 10
not-
famous, but it's always 10s. I don't know why I say 10. 10
not-
famous Dodgers. Sandy Koufax.
Dude, I don't know.
Tommy Lasorda.
I don't know old baseball.
Shaking his head.
I know old Brewers.
Famous Dodger. Maybe some of them played. Did Babe Ruth ever play for the Dodgers? No, he's
Sure.
just a Yankee the whole time.
You said his name. So Mickey Mantle? I don't know.
Yankees. Famous Dodgers. Oh, Jackie Robinson?
Sure. Yeah.
10 famous Dodgers. Shane, what are you going to contribute here?
Ruined a good episode.
Famous Dodgers.
I don't know.
10 famous Dodgers. You know there are people right now who are just exploding at home.
Raleigh Fingers, because I know he played for the Athletics.
Okay. And time. How many do you think we got, Shane?
You seemed very confident with 3 of them, so 3.
Okay.
That was it.
Here we go.
Get this one over with. Get this done with.
This is true to the game, Shane. I know you want to go out with a bang, but this is true.
Well, the whimper.
All right, here we go. Number 1, Sandy Koufax.
Wow.
Said it.
How does he do it?
Number 2, Don Drysdale. I've heard that name.
Sure.
Number 3, Maury Wills. Number 4, Fernando Valenzuela. Should have known that one. Okay. Number 5, old Duke Schneider. Number 6, everybody's favorite, Gil Hodges.
I've heard these
Number
names
7,
once in a lifetime.
Roy Campanella. Number 8, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Woo-woo. Number 9, Steve Garvey. And number 10, Pee Wee Reese. We didn't get Tommy Lasorda. He's the manager. He was the slim fast spokesman, big guy. He was the manager forever.
What?
For the Dodgers.
I avoid Dodger history.
Okay.
Just out of
So we got 2. Well, I got 2.
You got 2.
How many did you get, Shane?
I got Babe Ruth.
You're a Babe Ruth. Okay.
I got Mickey Mantle. He wasn't in there, but
All right.
boo.
Okay.
What a
All right. One more. Here we go. The category, friends. Life-threatening illnesses.
All right.
Timer, Shane.
All right, here we go.
Threatening illnesses. Go.
cancer.
Diabetes.
Nice. Stroke.
Cholesterol. Is that a
Heart
disease,
attack.
illness?
Why not? Yeah.
Tumor.
Listed.
Cancer.
Infection.
Pancreatic cancer. Prostate cancer. Lung cancer. Throat cancer.
Ulcer.
Obesity.
Anemia.
Anemia. Life-threatening illnesses.
Say clot.
This game is so unpredictable. Coma. I don't know. It's not an illness, but who knows? Heart disease.
Yeah. Heart. Aneurysm. That's the word.
Ooh, brain aneurysm. That's good. Bleeding.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a problem.
Starvation. Why not?
Starvation.
It's not an illness, but whatever.
It might be. And time.
Do you think it's going to be very specific or very broad?
I think there's going to be some that are like germs, and then some that are like some, very, very.
Oh, we missed all of the flu and all those polio and
malaria.
Oh,
poor showing. The pressure, it's hard.
I choke in the pressure.
If you're playing along at home, you're not seeing the timer in front of us.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you don't have the clarity. You're stuck with us in your ears, so that's got to hurt your chances as well.
It's a statistic. You are guaranteed to be smarter when you're watching someone else struggle with trivia.
Yeah, but also it's like the pink elephant. When somebody says pink elephant, that's what you're thinking about. So they're just they're like, germs? Really? Germs? And then they can't think of what the disease is because we said germs.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. Oh, gosh, Shane.
What's number 1?
No, sorry. Life-threatening illnesses. Number 1, cancer. Just one big. I said 9 cancers.
I said cancer.
Okay,
just flat out.
I was hoping 7 of them would be cancers.
Right,
Number 2, leukemia.
That's
a big one. We should have said that.
Isn't it?
Okay.
Whatever. All right.
Number 3, 1980s.
AIDS.
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 Autoimmune deficiency syndrome.
Yeah.
We didn't get that.
We did not.
Number 4, heart failure.
Heart failure.
Hardly seems like a disease. We said heart attack, I think I said heart disease. That's got to be the same.
We'll put half.
No, we're taking full credit. We're only going to get 2 or 3.
Okay. Okay.
Heart failure. We did not get kidney failure.
Did not. We're getting organ failures. Okay, just getting them
We're
all.
gonna get all the
right.
organs. I've never had dialysis, but I've walked with and sat with a lot of people who have. Number 6, encephalitis.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, world. I don't know what that is.
If you are struggling and suffering or have lost someone with encephalitis, our condolences are offered to you.
I don't know what it is. I don't.
Number 7, spinal meningitis.
That's specific.
Cancer and spinal meningitis.
You came in here with that in mind. Good.
I remember going to college, you had to get meningitis shots. And it was like 3 shots because in my head, apparently, people were dying of meningitis left and right at college. Like, it was going to get you if you didn't have these 3 shots.
Remember, I had to get some meningitis thing too, I think.
So that's a thing.
Okay.
Number 8, related to lung disease, perhaps, or lung cancer.
Cholera?
Not cholera.
Okay.
Emphysema.
Oh, okay.
That's like a lung thing, right? Emphysema.
Sure.
It's like a coughing thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Number 9, lymphoma.
Lymphoma. Yeah, that was okay.
And number 10, MS.
MS. All right.
Multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
So we got 1.5. That's
Was it really just
we got cancer
and the word
and heart and bad things that happen to the heart. So that's
we somehow did better on
Dodgers. we knew more Dodgers than life-threatening illnesses.
Oh.
That's not good.
What a whimper. What a whimper of a what?
Have we ever been shut out, do you think? If not, this is the worst. This is equals ties the worst we've ever done.
If you're trying to get to 100, this is.
Oh no, we're at 4,
3.5.
No, we got. Oh no, you're right. I get 2. Yeah, we're at 3.5.
Oh,
one more.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That's terrible. Shane, do you want to pick the category? I feel like
yeah, you've got some bad draws here.
Bad draws. Okay.
All right. I don't.
Let's make it a winner.
This is the wrap up. Okay. This is the wrap up, folks.
All right.
Where did we start?
Dodgers?
No. Where's
Richard Nixon? Richard Nixon?
Can't. Here we go.
Okay.
John F. Kennedy.
All right.
Magic bullet.
Texas. Assassinated.
Dallas.
Missing Ask
bullet?
not what you can do for your country.
The bushes. Man in the bushes.
Grassy knoll.
Thank you. That one.
What was his name? So Jacqueline Onassis. Jackie Onassis.
Man on Moon. NASA.
Yeah, but is there a
Harvey
Lee Oswald. Is there a quote with the man on the moon?
One small step for man.
I meant like did Kennedy make some prop?
Oh, we have nothing but fear. No. Oh, well, ask not what you can do.
I said that.
Okay.
What you can do for country. He was. He's from
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Okay. He's from Northeast somewhere. Was he in New York? He had like a super Boston accent.
Vermont, New Hampshire. I'm naming them all. Massachusetts.
He was either Democrat or Republican.
Delaware. Rhode Island. Democrat. Yeah, we said
President.
What's his name? John B.
Time.
Lyndon B.
Nope.
I said Lyndon B. Come on, give it.
You said John B.
Lyndon B. Can I get it?
Okay, if it says Lyndon B on one of these, yes.
Lyndon, it's Lyndon B. Johnson. I said it out of order. I was
You said
stuttering.
John B. as time was going out.
G. Johnson, Lyndon B.
Okay.
It's there.
All right. How many did we get, Shane? I'm going to say 5. Maybe more. 7. 7.
6.
Okay.
6.
Okay. 7.
I'm feeling 6.
I'm writing 7. I circled it. Wrote it and circled it.
It's going to be crazy.
Oh,
Did he have a dog? We'll find out. All right.
Oh no.
Number 1. First Catholic president.
I knew that.
I did too.
Didn't say it.
Number 2.
Uh-oh.
Youngest man ever elected.
That's a little vague, but okay.
It is.
I don't think that's still true, by the way. I think
it is.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, to president.
I thought Bill Clinton was really young when he was elected. Maybe not.
Oh.
We'll look it up.
I wasn't alive when that election happened. Sorry.
Okay.
Number 3, ask not.
Yeah, one.
He's
certainly not the youngest man elected, by the way. Like I'm sure had senators.
Well, yeah, it's definitely president. I think it's what it's referring to. Number 4, PT 109. Help.
Oh, we didn't say the Cuban Missile Crisis either. The Bay of Pigs.
We didn't. But I don't know what PT 109 is.
T 109. I'll look that up later.
Help. Okay. Number 5, Jackie.
I said Jackie.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jackie
cool.
Onassis. That's
Awesome.
Yeah, his wife.
Awesome.
So 2.
Number 6, Caroline.
Caroline. Yep.
Dude, you're not going to believe me. Number
Yep.
7. Number 7.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
John.
John.
It says John.
Maybe that was his nickname as a kid, like John.
What did I say when I was stuttering?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
I don't know. What
He
did I
said Johnny Be Good.
say? Dang it.
He did not say John.
Dang it. Oh. All right. Number 8, assassinated.
Yep. Got that one.
Cool.
Nailed it.
Number 9, Boston.
I said
I said Boston.
Yeah.
Number 10, Harvard.
Okay. We got 4.
Which is double than what we've gotten so far.
All combined. So our total for the day is 7. We're going to be here for a while if we're going to get to 100.
Yeah.
We're at 7.
It's a long journey.
Well, like my friend PT 109 always said, it's been real.
It's been real. Send off this episode just with a just a general thank you. This show might have been the complete same without you, but you know what? It's not the same either. Just either way, we're gonna have our conversations, and you know what? You might not have a podcast in front of you at home, but if you're listening to this, thank you. Thank you for listening and going on this wild, crazy journey of 100 episodes, which now we're at the end of the episode, I'll kind of say this is actually technically episode 101.
Okay.
Because I started with an episode 0, but whatever.
That's okay. That was episode 0. This is episode 100.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us on this, whether you've gained in stature and wisdom from our astute knowledge on John F. Kennedy. But
Fitzpatrick wasn't that should have been one of the questions too. What was the F? John?
What
was the F stand for? John F. Kennedy. Fitzgerald? Fitzpatrick? Fitz something.
Frederick?
You don't have a lot of Fitzes named anymore. That was a root beer in St. Louis. Fitz or Fritz.
Sounds like something you would know.
Okay.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
I don't know. But either way. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Cody, for this awesome graphic. Thank you, Jan, for having your voice immortalized in the beginning and outro of these episodes. Thank you, Tim Wiseman, for being probably our most avid fan of the show.
Fact checker.
He fact checks. He comes to knowledge in our office with hey, this thing you didn't know, this is it. He'll do the equations. He'll do the legwork.
You might have a PT 109 on your desk when you get back there.
I might. So thank you for listening. As we continue this journey, we really do want to hear from you. Our schedules are always chaotic, but reach out. I really mean that. Say, I really want to be on this show. We'll figure something out. We're going to do it.
We'll do it.
Let us know what we should do for episode 200.
Yeah.
Got some ways.
Yeah, mark your calendar now.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
2030 or something like that. Ooh. So, yeah, I think we're doing it.
Yeah, my last word is turn off the TV, find somebody to have a conversation with.
Yeah, if you get nothing else out of 100 episodes into this, please get that. Have a conversation with someone.
Set aside an agenda and just talk and listen and learn and love.
Literally put your phone in a different room. Get away from the TV. Get away of anything that's distracting. Just talk with someone.
Yeah, if you have to schedule it. Figure it out.
Mm-hmm. If that means you have to have dinner face to face and not in a room where while you're multitasking, great.
Cool.
Make it happen.
Shane, thank you. This has been awesome today. For the past few years of doing this, I'm looking forward to ramping up now that you're back. People want to hear about your baby and what that's all about. So we got a lot to talk about. So here's to lots more episodes.
Here's to a lot more episodes to talk about everything that's happened.
That's the end of the episode, but we want to continue the conversation. Continue the conversation by sharing this episode, subscribing, or leaving a review. Connect with us on Instagram at 2414 podcast. Connect with us through email at 2414@stlukes-church.com. Or best of all, keep the conversation going by inviting someone to process with you, so that you can each walk away with more understanding that leads to more conversation as the journey continues. If you happen to be in the Seattle-Tacoma area of Washington, stop by on a Sunday morning and say hi. 2414 is a podcast produced by St. Luke's Lutheran Church in Federal Way, Washington. To find more content, discover upcoming opportunities to connect in person, or to support the show, head on over to stlukes-church.com. Thanks for walking with us.